What's up, guys? Welcome back to our Jorphany channel. Today we're going to talk about masculine and feminine energy and how to create a balance between those two. You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that we want to talk about is at times it could be difficult for a woman to recognize what type of energy she's bringing into the relationships. And I'll give you an example. Stephanie, she had to take care of her little brother and sister when they were all little kids. Her dad wasn't as much around, and so she had to pretty much like become the dad to an extent and help raise her younger brother and sister. So then she naturally developed a masculine energy, right?
Yeah, and so for those of you that are like, well, what's masculine and feminine? Like, what are you guys talking about? Just to backtrack a little bit, when you see a woman and she kind of like exhibits this like I don't need anything attitude, almost
I
like,
don't need a man.
like,
I take care of my own self and my own bills.
yeah, and not necessarily all that, but just like just like I protect myself. I'm the protector. That's a masculine
And
energy.
it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, not a bad thing at all.
It's not a bad thing at all. It's a great thing. But we also need to know how to make room when you bring a partner into the relationship.
Yeah, and then in turn, a feminine, having the feminine energy being like graceful, and there's this belief that or a lot of people believe that because you're feminist you can't be feminine, and I think that that's not necessarily true. And so today we're going to kind of discuss and break down the whys, and then kind of bring it back into a relationship and how that could affect you if you're not aware of what you're bringing to the table and the type of energy you're bringing into life, as well as with in a partnership. So like he was saying, early on, I became a protector, and so all just in life, you kind of develop this thing of like you're always fighting, you're always protecting, you're always on guard, and so your relationships, you build like that, and it took me time to understand, and it wasn't through like self-development and knowing that I was even bringing this to the table, was that I was able to be, like, step back and be like, okay, well, this is what I'm bringing to the table, this is why I'm attracting this type of person, and like now I'm able to go ahead and go into flow and kind of balance that feminine and masculine energy that I bring to the table.
Yeah, so at times you might have experienced yourself or experienced it through other couples how, the man will naturally, not always, but a lot of times will bring the natural masculine energy that a man brings, and the woman will bring a masculine energy, but neither of them know how to redirect the energy, and so they're both just clashing, like they're both bringing the same energy to the table, and what we've learned to do is basically shift our energy when needed. So a lot of times, and I'm not saying it's a one size fits all, but what we've learned is a lot of times for a woman, in order for her to create space for a man, she needs to allow the masculine energy of a man to come into the relationship so they can actually have a balance and support each other with each other's strengths.
Yeah, and this is also understanding the like how a man is built, like how by nature what he is. Men are providers, men are protectors. And if you don't give the man the space to be a protector and a provider,
then what's his role? Then he feels like he doesn't have a role. Like, what am I going to do if she's providing that? And so we got to learn how to move and utilize that energy, because I think it's a great thing that she has a masculine energy. Like when she goes out with her friends, or she goes out to work, like whatever, she goes to the gym, I never have a fear or concern, oh, you know what, she won't be able to take care of herself. Like my wifey will tell a brother off. Like she doesn't play. Like she has that energy where she's just like, she could be cutthroat when needed. And so for me, I'm like, that's great. I don't feel like, oh, are you okay? Do you need my help? Because she could, fend for herself. But when I come into the space, she knows how to create that space so that I can bring my masculine energy, and we could be like the yin and the yang.
Yeah, and I found also that when I kind of allow him to do that, is trusting in him that he is providing that protection, that safety net, and life is just so much easier because you don't have to be like with your guard up at all times and like fighting and defending. It's like he kind of steps into that role, and it just flows, and it's easier, and it's nice.
By the way, you guys should check out this amazing documentary by Tony Robbins. It's called I Am Not Your Guru on Netflix. And there's actually, it's like an hour and plus about this emotional intelligence workshop that he does. And you're going to learn a lot about emotional intelligence, and it talks a little bit about the masculine and feminine energy on there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below with any thoughts, comments that you might have. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell. Otherwise you won't be notified of our upcoming videos.
All right, guys. See you in the next one.